Cool. Here's a street, right? And along this street is a number of houses. There's 100 houses here. Okay? This is the left side of the street. This is the right side of the street. Now, we're going to be supermarkets. All right? This is position number 1 for my supermarket. And this can be your supermarket over here. Right? And this is supermarket 2, right? Now, we want to make as much money as possible. The rules are that people don't like walking very far, so they'll walk to whichever supermarket is the closest, right? Where would you place your supermarket? I'm going to leave mine where it is, because we're currently now getting 50-50. You're getting 50 people, I'm getting 50 people, because that middle line is there. Where are you going to move your supermarket?
I'll put my supermarket around there.
Okay.
Because it's super convenient here, so that means we have high traffic.
Yep.
But convenient enough where these people, from here might consider coming here.
Yeah. Right?
Yeah.
So now I'm going to lose, if I don't do anything, all the people from here. Right? So all these people are going to come to mine. All these people are going to come to yours. You're going to get 75% of the people in the supermarket. So I go, screw you, George. I'm going to put my supermarket right here at 50%. All right? That's where I'm putting my supermarket. All right? Now, I'm getting all of these people here. Oh, there? Oh, that line's different, hey. I'm going to get these people here. And you're going to get less. So now I'm going to get like 70% of the vote of the people on this line. Where are you going to put your supermarket? Are you going to change it?
Why is this weird? I don't like this. Why is it so small? Damn. What happened? What happened to our line? It's so small and weak. I have a weak line. I have a very weak line. What the fuck? Okay, I'll do this.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Probably there.
All right.
In the middle as well.
Great. So there's only like one house between us, yeah?
Yeah.
There's only one house that we're kind of maybe 50-50 fighting over.
Yeah.
So I'm in the middle now, and you're in the middle, and we're very, very close together.
Yeah.
All of these people, these are all my customers. And all of these people, these are all your customers. Okay? So we're both sitting in the middle. Now let's just say another supermarket pops up. 2 more supermarkets pop up. One pops up here. And one pops up here. Right?
Yeah.
You and I are not going to move our supermarkets. All right, because now we've got less, right? But let's just say there's a small supermarket, so only occasionally, every third day, these people go to these
specialized supermarkets.
Yeah, they're more specialized. They're going to pick up all these customers here.
One's butcher, one's a vegan one.
Yeah, and we're going to pick up all these. This is how politics works. So why is the Liberal Party and Labor Party so closely aligned on policies? Is because they need to be in here to attract the majority of these 50 votes. This is how they win. What Alex Antic is suggesting is that this supermarket, or you move back here. All right? And that's actually what's happened. This is why Dutton lost, is because Alex Antic's right side has moved more conservative, and what's happened is that now the voting line has shifted here. That is exactly what's happened. And so now Labor have control of more than 60%, and they control the electorate, and they control all these seats.
Can I have my take on this?
Yeah.
So I think this is what's actually happened, right? So instead of having to shift here necessarily, I think Dutton failed to do this, right? I think on a branding sense, in a cultural sense, he failed to do this. Like, it didn't resonate with any young conservatives, particularly people like me. I think he didn't resonate with us at all. So we're
because you wanted him to go all the way to the right.
No, we just wanted him to, like, say you put a billboard up here. There's a billboard. You put a billboard up here, and you go, "Hey, you guys over here in these houses. Sure, this little specialised market's good, but over here is an even better one."
No.
And
the whole line moves.
But the Greens, they have billboards everywhere. They've got billboards here, they got billboards there, and then so they're like retaining a solid base here, and they've even put a freaking billboard here in our own bloody camp. And people from here are like, "Oh shit, we don't have any billboards over here."
Yeah.
So we need to start building our own billboards, but like back here. Also, we need to get some billboards back here.
These billboards are policies.
Yeah, our policies.
These billboards are policies.
So people here are like, oh, I don't want to go here anymore. I'll go over here. But now what's happening is these billboards are okay. So now they're just going here. So you've lost this. You've lost this, and all we're left with is this now. I mean, oh shit.
Yeah.
And now all we got is this. Oh fuck.
Yeah, I see what you mean. Yeah.
Circle. Now all we got is this.
Yeah, agreed.
And the Greens have captured all this.
Yeah.
And they've caught a little bit of this because of the billboard. They put one little billboard in our little camp. Whilst we have... Oh crap, that's supposed to be green. Whilst we have only billboard... We don't even have a billboard. We've got no billboards here. We've only kind of got a billboard here and maybe a little bit here. We have no billboards here. So this is all being sucked out, and we have no billboards really on their side at all.
Yeah.
Oh, actually, wait,
right.
We have 0 billboards.
And because the thing is that if the Liberal Party started putting billboards, like climate change, right?
Mm-hmm.
Climate change would be a massive, because their biggest billboard for the Greens on this left-hand side is climate change, and they've got billboards all the way across.
Yeah.
And 90% of people in Australia, according to ChatGPT, believe in climate change. The Liberals have no billboards, and and when we try and put up for climate change, and when we try and put up a billboard for climate change, that 10% on the right destroys us.
Well, okay.
Right? They attack us.
So
and
Labor
us.
has the same problem with the Greens.
And they say, you've betrayed us. And the Liberal Party goes, well, shit, I'm trying to win an election here.
Yeah.
And every single time I take a policy that's centrist or adopted by a majority of people, I'm losing chunks of people the whole way through.
So Labor has the same problem with the Greens, right? So if anytime Labor if someone asks the Prime Minister what is a woman, for example, if the Prime Minister doesn't answer like, oh, a woman is someone who identifies as a woman, blah, 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 some bullshit answer, then the Greens spaz out at the Prime Minister. So how is he...
Because the brand loyalty for the Greens is fanatic.
Over to Labor?
Yeah, and we've actually... So, but the Greens are always suggesting that people put Labor second. Us, Alex Antic, suggests basically abandon the Liberal Party. Joanna Howe says, hey, you're not putting a billboard around... conservative values and protecting the family and against abortion. You must say you hate abortion and it will never be a thing. Otherwise, I'm going to convince all my people not to vote for you.
Let's just see something for a second. All right, that's actually draw this problem out even further. Okay, so we got. This is what the problem is. So we got. Okay, well,
that's the straight.
That's black. Let's make a little.
Yep.
Actually, let's make that green, and let's make this. So that's green, and then let's make another line here.
Right. Oh yeah, blue. And
we'll make that orange because I guess it's One Nation.
Sure.
Whatever. Then in the middle we have Libs, and then we also have
Labor.
And then also have Labor.
Yep.
Right now, climate change, LGBTQ, and then we can just write straight up communism, right? Like,
sure. Let's
just go there. So these are the extremes, like climate change hysteria, I'll call it, because that's an extreme version of climate change.
I don't think that the Greens come across as like they're not. That's not how they come across.
Well, I mean, if you watch someone when they're blocking
or maybe because it hasn't locked in yet.
I think it's locked in yet. I think when because they haven't they have no because
the ordinary
big protests off the bridge and stuff, like we literally brought in like,
sure, but I actually don't think that but that's a whole other sect even further to the left, and people are going,
that's what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. This is like no, they were all Greens people.
No, I know they were.
There's climate
but they get away with it.
Yeah.
Because the Liberals don't attack them.
Anti
abortion.
They're anti-abortion. I mean, I don't know if that's is that a hard right thing?
Yes, it is.
Like being pro-life is considered a hard right, is it? Is it really these days?
Yeah, of course it is. Yes.
Oh yeah, I guess it is.
Look at what just happened in the federal election.
Anti-abortion, pro.
There's a lot of members in the Liberal Party and on that
pro-religion,
on the right hand side who don't believe in it.
Anti-immigration, I guess. Oh, anti-immigration's definitely up there.
Sure.
Like, people just really don't like the Indians right now.
Yeah. No, I don't agree with that.
Oh, no, but I'm just saying it's like one of the...
Don't cut that.
No, but we're talking about this sect of the extreme.
Okay,
we have to talk about it.
Sure.
Otherwise, this is...
There's racist people. Yeah.
I mean, yeah. And then... What other advantages? So, I guess this...
The problem is that these people who are supporting the Labour Party in the middle, right, up there, they are not turned off by climate change, LGBTQ, and some communist ideologies. However, the people, anti-abortion, pro-religion, anti-immigration, these people turn against the Liberal Party, and then they don't send their second preferences back to us. So Joanna Howe wasn't saying, hey, you know what, everyone, vote for Family First, but vote for the Liberal Party second. She didn't say that. She just said, don't vote for the Liberal Party because they're basically baby killers, same thing. So Michelle Lensing, for example, she put up a photo of Michelle Lensing being a baby killer.
Yeah.
And so what does she do? She just undermined the Liberal Party.
Yeah.
Same thing with Alex Antic. He undermined Stephen Marshall. And said, you know what? I am against lockdowns. Stephen Marshall implemented a lockdown. I would do it even better, right? But the Greens understand that, so the Greens would shut down all coal today, right? But they understand that Labour Party will shut down coal tomorrow.
Yeah.
Right? Alex Antic basically says, I wouldn't impose any lockdowns in South Australia, therefore don't vote for Stephen Marshall, screw that guy. Everyone turned against him, and they all did.
Yeah.
And so then they're not coming back to us.
You can even put in here now, you can even put in here, just freedom. The freedom movement, because that's been considered like ultra.
No, freedom's the whole spectrum.
Yeah, but freedom movement, which is like a tone to like the pandemic, lockdowns, mandates, like that was a very clear brand, and that was considered right wing, and like they were like shooting, like we shot our own citizens.
Don't include freedom for now, because we need to do another video about why this whole left-right spectrum is completely wrong. But just because I don't want to say that right wing has, I don't think right wing does not have a dominance over freedom. That is the libertarian side of things, and this you have to make this a triangle for this to work. So
yeah,
take
I
out
get
freedom.
that, but
no, because
I'm just saying when the Greens think of like a anti-vax or an anti-mandate, they put them in this category. So we have to be realistic, otherwise we can't really navigate the conversation.
No. Take LGBTQ, right?
Yeah.
Like people's ability to present however they want. Someone who is engaged with freedom would say you can do whatever you want.
Yeah, but I'm not talking about freedom. I'm talking about the freedom movement.
No, this is conservatism versus progressive. So just get rid of it.
But this is LGBTQ.
Right, whatever. Let's just move on, dude.
Okay. Anyway, I'll put it in small writing, just because I'm talking about the freedom movement. I'm talking about a very particular movement, right? It's a very.
We'll hear all that.
The ones that got shot in the Melbourne protest. That was a very significant moment. Okay, it was. I mean, did you not see them get shot?
Anyway, let's move on.
Okay, so the point is. Right now, where are people? Where do we vote? Are we here now?
Yeah, because our anti-abortion, pro-religion, our hard right were told not to support the Liberal Party, whereas the Greens told their people to support the Labour Party. Okay, so every Greens person who was out there volunteering, so One Nation, those votes didn't necessarily come back to the Liberal Party. The Greens are sometimes critical of the Labour Party, yes, sure, but very, very rarely. But we've got people like Alex Antic, Dr. Joanna Howe, One Nation, all these parties on the side, Family First, who are attacking the Liberal Party, trying to get more of the vote. And so those people who have just been convinced that the Liberal Party is evil, then switches over to the Labour Party and actually preference on the left more so because they've been told the Liberal Party are terrible.
Okay. Well, let me ask you a question, right? Say you're in this camp here, right? And you're Alex Antic and you've gained a lot of power, right? Yep. What happens if you're like, oh, damn, the people here in this part of the Libs are taking away our freedom in terms of, like, be able to speak on social media without being banned or put in jail, digital ID, and the only way these people can backlash is go, well, we must punish our own party.
We're going to eat our own party.
For doing what they did to us.
Yep. But see, these people in the middle...
But wait, let me finish it. This is important.
Yeah.
And the reason they have this mindset is because they realise the only way this will change is if they destroy it.
Yes.
Because if they just allow it to keep happening, the Libs will just keep putting more policies.
Correct, they will.
And then the Lib Party starts to look like this, right? This is the argument. The Lib Party starts to look more like this.
No,
than
it goes the other way.
No, because if we're pushing policies that are like in line with this stuff, like LGBTQ protection, you can't criticize climate change hysteria. Like,
but it's how you. Yeah. See, look, can I show you something?
The fear was that we're going so far here. These people who live here, like, I don't want to go that far. I don't want to go to travel that far to the supermarket. Okay. We're going to build our own supermarkets.
You know. Okay, I'll respond to that.
Yeah.
They're still the major customers, even if the party moves over to the left.
Yeah. So
wins an election.
Yeah.
Wins an election. Then all these people on the hard right are still the customers of that supermarket.
But
the other option, right, is move it this way. Keep going. If we go here, that is what happened at the federal election, and all of these anti-abortion, pro-religion.
I don't think it did.
Yes, it did.
I don't think it did though. I literally can't see.
I know,
how
and I know, and it's what Alex Antic says, and that's what everyone says. Let's go hard right conservative.
I just don't think we went there at all. I think we're literally just like here.
We backed away from all those policy positions. Who was Dutton?
I don't know.
Dutton was a conservative guy. Dutton was the most conservative leader that the Liberal Party has ever had.
He didn't seem like he just felt like a big nerd.
No, he was the most conservative Liberal Party person. All the criticisms.
He didn't do a good job promoting that. Like, I never felt
that. Everyone saw him that way. Maybe, yes, okay, there is a component. Yes, there is a component that he did a bad job in the campaign. But this is the struggle with what Dutton's position was. Is if he said, I'm anti-abortion. Okay, here, hold on. Let me.
Yeah.
The people who strongly believe in anti-abortion are over here. Whoops, I need a circle. Like, let's go anti-abortion people, right? All the people who are strongly anti-abortion are over here. That means that Dutton necessarily loses all of this.
Yeah, there's some outliers.
Okay.
There's probably some people who are anti-abortion as well.
Okay, let's just as a percentage, right?
Yeah, just to get clear.
Let's go, I'm against climate change. The people who are here, they're at 10% of the population don't believe in climate change. He then loses all of this, okay? The reason why he didn't have policies is because there is no clear position where he can take a policy and this many people will support him. Because if he takes anti-climate change, if he takes anti-abortion, if he takes any of these other policies, anti-immigration, he's going to lose all these people, but he's also going to lose all these people in the centre. So I think the Liberal Party found it very, very difficult to find policies that unified the entirety and found a policy that this many people agreed with. And that's what the struggle was, because normally we would expect these people to agree with us. But if we take, whatever it is, if we found that these people here would abandon the cause.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? They would abandon the cause for the Liberal Party, and that's exactly what happened. So this is why you're angry. I get it. Like Alex Antic, all these people on the right, they're like, you didn't adopt these policies. We're angry at you. Screw you. Let's vote you out and get new leaders. Okay. The new leaders, like Alex Antic, you put him in charge. His policies will be here. And he doesn't care that he doesn't win an election. Because now what happens? If you just focus on policies here, you know what happens? These people extend to here and they implement all of these things.
I don't know. I won't go that far.
They implement them, and you saw it in Victoria the day after the Parliament in Victoria started implementing these policies.
I think what's happening as well is we have to write this. The narrative, the mainstream narrative, which is driven by social media and news and NGOs, non-government organisations. So we've also got this problem, right? So just media.
Sure.
This at the moment is very much like this in Australia. Like it's probably like here.
Cool.
So this is also having a massive effect. How do we counter that?
You know what? It's like a Roman army, right? It's a problem if your enemy is on a hill and you are at the bottom.
Can you make your hill a bit more to the right because it's covering our webcam? Just be aware of that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, there.
See, this is why you're in charge.
Yeah.
You know what that
Like,
means?
what hill? I don't see a hill.
You know what that means?
Yeah.
Is that these people are on a hill and we are starting from the bottom and they have an advantage.
Yeah.
So we need to be smarter. And as far as I can see, Dutton did not have an answer. And I pose this to you, right? Imagine you have 100 dots, right?
Mm-hmm.
You can, and we played another game in our private chat, and nobody responded to me, by the way, because it's really, really hard.
I just didn't get it.
Okay, you have 100 people.
I'm a visual learner.
Random people.
Yeah.
You can select any 3 policies that you want.
Yeah.
And you need to capture 51% of the population.
The dots, yeah.
Okay? And the other person gets to also put in policies, and their objective is to capture 51% of the population. Okay? If your policies, let's just say, was pro-climate change, anti-climate change, the pro-climate change gets 90%. Anti-climate change gets 10%.
Yeah.
Right? So that's not a winning combination. So both of them are going to go pro-climate change. But the problem is that people say, I'm really pro-climate change. This person like, I'm less pro-climate change. The problem is that there was no clear position that Dutton could take that would unify it, because they have all this attacks on his right flank.
There was a clear position, though.
What is the position, right?
Yeah.
That captures the middle and also says abortion is outlined. So we want to get all of Dr. Joanna Howe's followers.
Yeah.
We want to get 100% of them. We need them because they're our volunteers. They're our donors. They're the people who hand out on election day. Okay. What is the policy combination that gets 51% of the vote that also includes no more abortions in Australia?
Men don't play in women's sports. 90% agree with that statement.
That's a winner.
Yeah.
Okay.
He could have done that.
But that was not what Dr. Johanna Howe wanted. She wanted the Liberal Party to say no abortions in Australia, and if they didn't say that, she would not support them.
What's abortion support in Australia? Let's have a support in Australia. In Australia, I mean, look, you're making this is. I mean, if we're talking about strategy, abortion support in Australia.
I just want like have a look at winning the game, right?
Yeah, winning the it's a game. 75 to 85% support women's right to access abortion at the moment.
Okay, so 10 to 15%.
Let's write these down actually, so people can see.
Yeah, this is the reality of the situation.
But the problem is, right, it still bleeds into the issue of this. All these narratives are being pushed heavy by media, right? So how we still have that? There's a dragon there. They have a dragon on their team, and we.
You know who's a bigger dragon?
What?
2 million government employees.
Yeah.
Which you have control of if you're in charge.
Let's say this is
okay.
Independent. This is independent.
Lose the government.
Media.
Lose a platform as Prime Minister, right? Lose seats. Lose resources, messaging. You think we're in a stronger position?
Yeah. Climate change. Let's just look up all these things.
This is ChatGPT, so you can get angry as you want, but ChatGPT is basically a god.
Oh no! Just it has a very sophisticated system to analyze information online. Like it's going to like Google searches and just putting it together for us.
Yeah, CSIRO survey 76%.
Did it do this? I hate this.
So if you take these policies, here to an election. I have to point this way, not that way. I get confused.
Yeah. That way.
If you support these policies, you're getting 25% of the vote. And you know what the perception was of people is that Dutton did support these policies.
Support, but my issue is right. Military support in Australia, right? Let's just throw some stuff. I mean, is that 61% vote yes, same-sex marriage. Okay.
Right. Yeah. So if you
that's probably the best indicator.
That's a good one, right?
Yeah. Okay. So
if you go to an election with these policies, right? The thing is that you people have loss aversion, right? And this is what we saw with people like Dr. Joanna Howe, with Alex, is that people are getting told that if you lose something, and people have it's worse for people to lose $10 than get $10. If you said, hey, I'll take $100 off you, or I'll give you $100, but 50-50, you won't play the bet, all right? Because people generally see that an attack on a particular issue is worse than gaining something. So imagine if we have policies in there, if you put into this mix policies where 80-90% of the population support them, they still won't vote for you.
Why?
because they're seen as the climate change issue, right? Or abortion. They will not support you if you just chuck in some other policies. You're better off not putting in any policy. So in this game, right, of trying to convince 51% of the dots, we have 100 dots, 100 Australians, you put in these policies, which only 15% of the population support, and then a whole bunch of policies which are extremely popular. Oh, sorry, I'll make this simpler. If you have one policy that 10% of the population supports, and you have another policy that 90% of the population supports, you will get 0 votes if the other person puts in no policies whatsoever.
There you go. No, I'm just finding like
because of loss aversion.
I'm just finding like things that Liberals could have attacked. So
that's one, right? 63% of Australians believe that women should not compete in female sports.
Trans women should not compete in
trans women. Sorry,
yeah.
We want
women should not compete at women's sports.
Yeah, absolutely not.
It should be only trans men.
It's a man's world.
It's a man's world, motherfucker.
We want all the medals.
We want everything. Nothing for the women.
So that would have been a popular thing.
Oh, the conservative. Let's see. I mean, was there not one person who had the brains to just do what I'm doing right now with the Liberal Party? Figure this shit out.
No, I think they did. Right? They? Yeah, but see, the problem is, right, that our base, and there's a good percentage of people, these 10% have been activated and stirred up so much, right? And look, I ran for the Senate, yeah? I ran for the Senate. I talked to some of the delegates, and some of the delegates said, I will never vote for the Liberal Party, right? I will never vote for the Liberal Party because they supported climate change. And I will never vote for the Liberal Party.
There are so many things that the Libs could... Are you sure the Libs didn't do this on purpose?
Are you sure this is for Australia?
Yeah. This is all... I ran all Australia. Look, it's YouGov. This is all like government stats as well, like from the YouGov.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we did that one.
I don't believe in that one. That's stupid.
Which one?
That's IPA.
You don't like the IPA?
No, they're not independent. They're just a conservative think tank. Which is fine. I like, they had a book club. They gave me a whole bunch of books.
Well,
I like
put
them.
that one in there. That's Newspoll. Do we like Newspoll?
Yeah. All right, let's stop doing this because there's a lot, right?
Oh, but just saying, there are so many things that we could have just like we could have picked 3 things. Immigration should be number 1.
No, but here's the problem. Mm-hmm. This is the problem that I really want to set out to you. Is people like Johanna Howe, who had thousands, tens of thousands of supporters, were Liberal Party members, usually would vote for the Liberal Party, because she was unreasonable and said, you must include this in your policy objective or I leave you and I will convince everyone to abandon you, right? That was the threat. And she did that. So the 10-15% of people feel way more strongly about anti-abortion laws than women in sports, right? Because these things people feel differently about. So these 10-15% of people who were told by Dr. Johanna Howe not to vote for the Liberal Party did so. And it weakened the party.
Yeah.
But the Liberal Party are never going to go out on that platform, ever.
It's just really... Look at this. Okay, so...
Here we go. Like 80% of people support equal rights for LGBTQ, right? So you don't just get to choose.
Which is here.
Yeah, so you don't just get to choose these things.
Where are the stats from? Let's make sure that we don't have the same problem. Where are the stats?
Yeah, but see, that might be 30% of the Liberal Party base.
Yeah, but I'm trying to make sure we got the stats in the right place. Cause... Okay, that's there. Okay. Where's this ABC vote compass? Oh god. Okay. Well, let me.
To be quite honest with you, I do not support discrimination of LGBTQ community.
Yeah.
Why the hell? That's not freedom.
No,
if someone wants to be gay, if someone wants to be trans, if they want to dress up like a woman, go do your thing.
Yeah, look, everyone has the right to sin. Like that. Everyone has free will.
No, I'm not going to go to the step of condemning them in any way.
Yeah, but everyone has the right to sin. Like that's part of that's part of free will.
Okay, I'm not going to frame it in those terms. I'm saying you do you.
I'm just saying everyone has the right.
I'm not worried about other people sinning. I'm not worried about what other people do. I'm only worried about myself and what my moral compass is.
My gov stats, not fucking ABC.
I'm not going to force other people to do it and badger them and attack them.
Let me see. Why is it?
80% of people apparently support, and that makes sense from what we saw.
Yeah,
from
but that's
the Senate.
ABC style. Of course, ABC gonna say. I mean, I want. It's like taking information.
I've got to go, but how much more of you going to do this? Just stop. This is fine.
Okay, look. Okay, my main point is there are major things Liberals could have done. We heard nothing. If Liberals wanted to win, they should have gone.
Let's play this out.
They should have rehashed the no vote and said, "Look at what happened. No vote. How ridiculous! If you vote Labor and they're going to do it again." They should have gone hard on that. They should have said something. Dutton should have said, if Dutton was going to do some sort of Trump thing, he should have just gone on the trans women playing in female sports and only that, and just gone hard on that, saying no more in Australia, no more trans women playing in sports. He would have won 64% of the vote. Immigration, 60%. Housing's a problem. This should have been number one, actually. This should have been number one, reducing immigration levels. That would have won him.
It was number one.
Yeah, but it wasn't. I mean, just because.
But hold on.
Just because they said it doesn't.
No.
They didn't do a good job.
Here's the problem. Okay, is because someone said to Dutton, "Do you believe in climate change?" All right.
Yeah.
These policies up here, these 80% against ones, the Liberal Party also needs to have a stance on them.
Yeah, but only to win over that 10%.
No.
They should have measured it. They've gone, okay, how...
What happens is, hey Dutton, are you going to introduce... You're just picking the good things, sure. Every leader would love to do that. There's a whole bunch of policies there which are agreed by Liberal and Labor. There's no contest in the Parliament.
Yeah.
It's the issues where they don't agree that there's a problem, right? So 75 to 80% support a women's right to access abortion.
If Dutton
someone goes up to Dutton and says, Dutton, do you support abortion, yes or no? Why aren't you? I want you to adopt that as Liberal Party policy. What's Dutton going to say? No, I'm not.
Dutton could just say, I have libertarian values and I believe...
He doesn't. He has conservative values.
I know, but he should just say this to win, right? We're doing what's necessary to win.
Right.
He should just say, I believe that people should always have their freedom to choose. Because freedom... choose is 70% agreed upon in Australia.
Okay, so 75 to 85%, right?
Yeah.
He says that I believe in a right to choose.
Yeah.
The problem was that normally those 25% of people would still vote for the Liberal Party. Here is the problem. Alex Antic said, anyone who holds this view, it's good they lose their seat. Vote them out. Vote for the Labor Party. Vote for someone else and help them lose their seat. Where did he say
this, though? I don't know where he said this.
He says it all the time. He says, it should only be conservatives. Terry Stevens, who was a former president, said the same thing. He wants moderates to lose.
Yeah, but how do we know? Is this just behind closed Liberal doors? Like, is there any public...
I've seen his slide deck. He presented it to an evangelical church.
Can you get access to the slide deck?
Yeah, I've got photos.
Because I'll do a full breakdown.
He did the same thing with Jing Lee, right? Jing Lee, right, who sits in the middle. She's a centrist. Yeah?
Yeah.
And he's celebrating her leaving the party because she's not conservative enough.
Yeah.
Okay? So that type of, let's get rid of all the moderates, let's go more conservative, no more moderates, no more centrist people in the party. That is a recipe for getting a disaster because he believes that everyone in the Liberal Party should be anti-abortion, right? And there should be no votes for it. And the Liberal Party should put this policy forward. It means that we get 10-15%. Now, you know what? If the Liberal Party got 10-15% of the vote, Alex Antic keeps his seat.
Yeah.
Everybody else loses theirs.
Yeah.
He keeps his seat. He's in a position where his policies do not affect him.
Well, there you go, guys. I think this is a pretty comprehensive breakdown of some stuff that the Liberal Party and Labor Party, the dynamics, bit of a clearer picture. There's more to it, but Henry has to jump off now. But we can explore this again. I'll save this file and we can go back to it. But we haven't even talked about billboarding, cultural impacts.
I like the billboarding concept.
Independent
That's really
media.
Cool. Yeah. That's really cool.
Yeah. So there's things that we can talk about, but
because you know what, when you put up a billboard, you know how you were saying, like, the problem is the billboard. Yes, it's that billboard is targeted to this portion of the people.
Yeah.
But the billboard gets seen by the entire street. Okay.
Yeah, if they go down that road.
No. Yeah, everyone's on the road.
Oh,
so if you put up a big billboard, everyone sees the billboard.
Okay.
But these people will be most influenced by it.
Yeah, because they see it the most. That's why I'm talking about frequency. So, like, people here are not going to go here as much.
No, it's not actually a physical difference. It's a left-right spectrum. Everyone's in the same actual location. When it's not an actual street.
Oh, okay.
It's not. They're not separated by physical distance. Imagine everyone standing in a Times Square, and each party gets to put up billboards, and everyone goes, "Yay, Abu, yeah!" Like the Minions. That's everyone standing in the same room. Okay.
I thought it was like people living, and then like
No,
They-
not all the conservatives.
like,
Not
if
all the
you-
conservatives.
That's how
live together
because
in the same-
the reason why I like what I'm saying is because it allows echo chamber.
Yeah,
policy.
you can't do that.
Well,
Everyone sees
I'm
it.
just saying, if you're living here and you only travel here, you're stuck in an echo chamber. You stuck
I know,
here.
but
That's
but
what I'm saying.
The mainstream narrative, if you put up a conservative anti-abortion billboard, the mainstream narrative know that it's highly unpopular, and they'll take photos and put it everywhere, and say, "Hey, there's a billboard down here that they've just tried to put forward here," and everyone goes, "Oh, I don't like that."
Yeah,
So you don't just get to choose who sees it.
yeah. All right. Well, there you go, guys. Thank you. Cheers.